Ladies and gentlemen, it is true. Even even Justin admitted it. I am the best host of the Instant Classic Wrestling podcast. You go follow Justin on Twitter at the True JSP. I think that's what it is. I don't know. It's something like that. You gonna see it on his story. He said, "I'm the best. I'm the
On his Twitter story.
yeah.
You
No,
started
on
on his Twitter story.
on his Snapchat. You don't got Twitter stories. What is a Twitter story?
You said on his Twitter, fool.
No, I said Snapchat. I said, wow,
You said Twitter, you big dummy.
they owned by the same company. Shut up. Sorta, kinda, a little bit. Shut up. Anyway, we doing our weekly review of the double and ease. So we gonna throw it right over to the second best host of the Instant Classic Wrestling podcast for that Raw, DJ.
Don't let him lie to you like that. Just don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Um, well, let's jump into it. If my page load up, load.
I mean, maybe if he was ready
I was
already.
I was ready, fool. Shut up. Um, I love the Emelina troll. I like it. I thought it was amazing. I think we both hoped it. I think they could have did more with it. Um, because it felt to me, I don't know how you felt, but I felt like it was like kind of half-hearted. They could have did more with it if they really wanted to, but they really didn't. But I liked it nonetheless. I want to see what they're gonna. I'm gonna see if they just revert her back to old Emma and kind of do like you had said. Do the whole thing with you wanted this. All you care about is this model, and it doesn't matter that you can wrestle or something like that. I hope they do something like that, like you were talking about before, because I thought that would be a really good idea. And not just be like, so next week she's gonna come out. You guys are gonna see the debut of Emmalina. Then the next week she's gonna come out Emmalina, and she's just gonna go back and forth. That's what they're gonna do. Instead of your idea, they're just gonna do that. Bo Dallas is on the show. He's back. Bo Beef. Um, why? what like I love how they push Bo for like 2 seconds, like literally. For that one time where he kind of went back to his old gimmick, and they were like, "We're gonna push this man," and then they buried him, and now they're burying him again. So okay, all right then. The Mark Henry versus Braun Strowman match was interesting. That's what I do. But I liked it for that. I like the Rusev Sami Zayn match. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. Um, I was excited for Akira Tozawa versus Davari. I was. The Festival of Friendship was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Just like not only the turn, but the actual festival was really funny too. Having Jericho come out there with all the freaking hoopla. The only thing I don't think we've talked about this. I talked about this with another friend, but I don't think we've talked about this. The only thing that got me was that Owens was upset the whole time. It kind of like already clued you in that was going to be a turn. I don't know if you felt that way, but I could tell already from the moment, which albeit I watched Raw a little bit late, so I already knew what had happened. I don't even know how I found it out. I can't remember if I found it out through the internet or what. But I already knew what was going to happen. The odd part was I didn't even watch Raw that late. I just watched it than 8 o'clock on later than 8 o'clock on Monday. But I I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I liked the turn. But the only thing that got me was the fact that Kevin Owens was just upset through the whole time. I felt like that kind of gave away the turn a little bit more than it should have, because like there's been no other thing that's made him that upset. I guess is what I'm getting at. Any of Jericho's like big plans or like this big stuff to like talk about their friendship and everything, like him as mad as this did, and for some reason it just kind of was off to me. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. I like Cesaro versus Enzo just because I feel like we don't get to see Cesaro as much by himself anymore. And he's still really good, so I always like Cesaro versus. I always like seeing Cesaro, and we don't necessarily get to see Enzo by himself that much either. But I'm starting to actually like Cesaro and Sheamus for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I am. And Bayley's the new champion. I knew this before I watched the match too. And I was kind of like, when I heard it, I was kind of like, I don't know. I was just kind of like, again, really, with the changing of the title on Raw. Because I mean, I feel like changing the title on Raw shouldn't happen all the time. It should be like something where like, oh my goodness, and like the first probably 2 times it happened with Sasha, it was like, oh my goodness, but like after that, it was like, oh, it's a Raw women's title match. Charlotte's in it. She's the champion, right? Oh, she's gonna lose. Okay. And I felt like that's kind of just has gotten predictable with like the way they're doing it, and I don't like it. Because I mean, like a title defense on Raw should be unpredictable, but I feel like with Charlotte holding the title and losing it every single time she's on Raw, it kind of makes it too predictable to me. But I liked Raw this week. I thought it was pretty good. The Festival of Friendship got me definitely. Um, but I think with the Festival of Friendship ending the way it did, and even I think with Goldberg being the number one contender, you kind of had a feeling that Goldberg was going to be the champion. But now with the Festival of Friendship ending the way it did, I kind of wish they would have waited maybe till after Fastlane or something to do the Festival of Friendship like they did, um, because I think it completely gives away what's going to happen now at Fastlane, and that's an issue to me. In my opinion, that's an issue. Um, I feel like that gives away completely that Goldberg's definitely going to win now. Goldberg's definitely going to win to face Lesnar at Mania for the title, and then Kevin Owens versus Jericho for the U.S. title at Mania, more than likely. And I just don't like that it's so like they gave it away so they gave away pretty much they gave away the main event of Fastlane weeks ahead. Is it 2 weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead? It might be 3 weeks ahead.
I think
I
it's
just think it's kind of dumb, in my opinion. But Casey, thoughts on Monday Night Raw?
Monday Night Raw. Um,
Or
uh,
Monday Night War. Sorry, it's what it says on my.
yeah. The War of Monday Nights. Yeah. Um, I have to start out with a Cole thing, and
Of
again,
course.
I'm not necessarily going to point this directly at Cole because I know a lot of stuff is, what Vince is saying in his ear. Say this, say this. It makes sense when it really just doesn't at all. But why did Cole feel the need to tell us that Xavier Woods had to wear a Patriots jersey in the back because he lost a bet to Kofi? I get that it was like the Super Bowl, whatever, but they didn't even show like a picture or a clip. What's the point? That's like me saying I have gold socks on today. You can't see them, but they're there. Yeah, care about this. It seems stupid to me.
I think too, with the Super Bowl thing, the Super Bowl was a week ago at that point.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest issue is, why? So Monday is right after the Super Bowl. They could have did that right afterwards instead.
Yeah. But I love Bo Dallas dancing with the New Day and then grabbing the New Day ice cream blueprints and tearing them up. And then the New Day just freaks out. They're like, no! Oh, why would he do that? I thought that was great. Noam Dar versus Jack Gallagher. Definitely a great match. I loved Neville coming out after the match and kind of after Jack won and kind of having a little bit of that face off, even though Jack was in the ring and Neville was on the entrance way. I still thought it was kind of cool to build that up. Then when Joe
Was the Neville, T.J. Perkins, Nikki Bella, Natalia copy on here on Raw? Or was it on 205 Live?
I wait, what? What? Oh, I think that was 205 Live.
Okay, I'll talk about it then.
I'm pretty sure. But then when Joe and Triple H go out, get out of the limo, I was gonna text you when this happened, but I didn't know if you had watched it yet because we don't always watch it on time. Did you immediately think main event Mafia? Because I did. I was like, they gonna do a main event Mafia ripoff, which actually I think would be pretty cool if Triple H, teamed up Joe and Owens. I think that would be pretty cool. Obviously, it would be another authority angle, but I think it would be
It would be different than the one they have now.
yeah, yeah. And then Emmalina
Definitely.
debuted, and it played out exactly as I predicted. Exactly. All all basically a heel troll. I know from what I've heard, they were apparently going to keep the Emmalina gimmick, but like the agents and creative at backstage didn't like the way it was turning out for
Thank God.
when she was doing the rehearsals. They just
Thank you, agent. I hope she did it on purpose.
But either way, I feel like, kind of like DJ said, it felt a little half-hearted. I feel like they could have done this a little bit better. It just didn't feel. It felt like at that point Emma just didn't care about it anymore. I mean, and I don't blame her. 17 weeks of are we going to do this or not? I wouldn't care anyway either. But I also heard that WWE Creative still likes the idea, and they're going to apparently keep the gimmick for somebody else. I don't know. But I definitely liked also Triple H pulling Kevin Owens aside and talking to him about something we're unaware of at this point. I'm excited though. Like I said, I think if Owens and Samoa Joe were put together as a team, kind of a faction with Triple H, that could be something cool. And then we got a sit down interview with Samoa Joe, which I did like, even though Cole was there. It was cool. And the Festival of Friendship. I I personally think the sculpture and the painting were incredible. I kind of wish he didn't destroy them. I would have liked it, you know? I mean, I may have had the exact same thing made for me and DJ when we do our Festival of Friendships. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's for next week. The Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast Festival of
Did you make
Friendship.
one for Justin and his boys?
I did. It's a picture of Justin and a bunch of boys on a bed. And then we got the epic return of Gilbert. And finally we got the turn on Jericho by Owens, which I think we all expected. I personally didn't see Owens than usual. I think he's always seems, annoyed with Jericho with his kind of shenanigans. It didn't feel any more than usual. But I did expect the turn there. And then the Raw Women's Championship match, great match. Scared the crap out of me when Bayley went up to the top for the Macho Man elbow drop and almost fell backwards. That would have been terrible. She would have died. She probably would have died. But I do love that Bayley won the title, but I think they should have not had this match on Raw. They should have waited and had Charlotte beat Bayley at Fastlane and then have Bayley win the title at Mania, breaking, in the process, breaking Charlotte's pay-per-view win streak. I think that would have made it feel even that much bigger and that much more of a payoff for Bayley.
Yeah, and plus, I think they could have had the whole storyline where they could have had the whole number one. They could have added in the little 4 horsewomen storyline, like Bayley was kind of left out.
Yeah,
they could have did that, and that would have been her like big like underdog storyline. And 2, they could have had the whole, the whole. So yes, the streak, but like break it, the whole it could go either way type of thing.
Yeah.
Because Bailey's the big underdog, but Charlotte has this streak, and she's fine. She's back at the place where she won the title initially and everything. That pretty well if they weren't lazy.
But they are. Yeah. So, SmackDown Live. Nizal.
Nizal. Okay. SmackDown Live. Another show I pretty much enjoyed. The Ascension were losing again. They're back. They're back to their old roots. I like the main event that was made by Daniel Bryan. I thought that was pretty smart. To kind of, instead of putting Cena with Orton, or was it Orton? No, Wyatt. Cena and Wyatt alone. Just kind of adding Styles in there because he was the last one. I felt like it made a lot of sense in my opinion. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was excited to see it. It was definitely a good match. It was nice that player won, but I like the psychology of like it could still go either way. I don't think you get that a lot of times, especially in WWE. It's it gets too predictable sometimes. Like I said, the Ascension lost, and I hate it because I love the Ascension. But come on, they're great, man. Hashtag give them titles. I like the whole Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin stuff. I like it a lot. I really hope it ends with a Intercontinental Championship match, at least one, probably two. Oh well, they don't have another pay-per-view anymore, do they? At least one, but I feel like they should have two to give. If they're gonna give the title to Baron Corbin, which I don't know if they are or not, because they're not really doing much with the title of Dean Ambrose. He just kind of has it, kind of like he had with the U.S. title. So I would love to see them do something with this to get, maybe have Dean Ambrose defend it on SmackDown one week and somehow win, like find some way to pick up the win and then have Baron Corbin win it at Mania. I would like to see Baron Corbin win the title at Mania. Mickie James versus Becky Lynch, I was excited for. Finally, Mickie James got a win. Finally, took her forever. Finally. I still like the Alexa Bliss Naomi stuff. I'm just wondering if they're gonna have that match at Mania, because I can see them having that match on SmackDown, and maybe having like a Mickie James Naomi match for Mania, since Mickie James is around for a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm curious to see how they're gonna do that. And then well, I already talked about the main event, but yeah, so I enjoyed SmackDown though. I was excited, and I do like the I like the Randy Orton kind of going with the Wyatts, kind of, I can't face you, Bray. I like that. I thought that was a nice touch. I didn't expect it to happen. And it kind of extends this a little bit, and it makes WWE kind of do some other things while, obviously until Randy Orton does challenge for it, because obviously he's going to. And it kind of begs the question, how is he going to do it? Like, what is he going to do? Is it going to be, are you going to expect it, or is it going to be kind of random? But Casey, thoughts on SmackDown Live?
Well, it was pretty live. It was. But I definitely like the Bray Wyatt opening promo. It was pretty awesome. There were just a few kind of minor things that I didn't like, or just were kind of off to me. First of all, it just seems weird seeing him with the title, partially just because we thought it would never happen, and also it seems too shiny for his character. Like, it doesn't fit him. He needs like a he needs
Bray custom title. Bray custom title, do it.
Yeah, I would be okay with that. A Bray custom title, with also just a creative thing. I would have at least dimmed the Mania sign just to give it that darker kind of Wyatt era feel. It just, to me,
I did catch. He was a little tan tonight. He was.
This man with the that's not the darker with the I hate you so much. Then Cena come out and ruins everyone's lives and tries to say no. This is what really annoyed me. He tries to say that Bray didn't earn the title. This man survived 5 other men in the Elimination Chamber. Explain to me how the hell he didn't earn it, bruh. Like
Yeah.
sometimes the
Yeah.
writing is stupid. Like that just that
And
annoys.
it's weird because isn't it like completely against Cena's character to do that? So it
Yeah,
wasn't him.
yeah.
Like because Cena, like you can low blow him, he'll be like, it was a good fight.
Just and then we get American Alpha versus the Ascension. First of all, this should have been a title match, but WWE has become really good at almost making me not care about teams I love because I know they'll never give the Ascension a chance. I know it. Just I can feel it. They'll never do it. And I do love American Alpha still, but I really think that if it was booked right, the Ascension could have a really good title run. Even if it was a short one, I think they could have a really good title run. Um, but now they're just making them look weak and dumb and just apparently the only other team they can push are the Usos. Like it seems like it just goes back and forth from just
I do like thugrific Usos though, like West Side. Like I don't know why, but I do. It's weird. It's a weird
I
thing.
do too, but it's like it seems like the only 2 teams that they push are American Alpha or the Usos. Like and it doesn't make any sense. You have all these other good teams. Give somebody else the chance with the title. Um, again, WWE does not know how to, give titles around and not just keep them with the same 2 people. Um, but I definitely feel like they're going in the right direction with the build up for Baron Corbin now. They're at least trying now. It feels like, um, but I don't know if you caught this the first time, but I love how Corbin slammed Ambrose on the lighting and electrical table, and we got sparks before he even hit the table. I was like, bruh, come on. At least, come on. At least get the timing right with the electric. Come on now. Come on now. I thought that was funny, but I'm definitely happy that Light Bright. I'm happy for Light Bright for winning. I am. Her first.
She did beat Alexa Bliss.
You know what? It's her first
That
ever.
night when Alexa Bliss lost.
You know what? We'll get to that. But it's her first ever title. But sadly, she's injured. She is. And I have talked to my close personal friends in WWE creative and WWE medical staff. Because I got to hook up. Sadly, Naomi will have to relinquish the title back to Alexa Bliss. It's sad, it is, but it's gonna happen. But one day she'll get another chance. She will. I'm pretty sure. One day she'll get back to the title picture. She will. Um, but it's just injuries happen. You know what? Injuries happen, and the true champion gets the title back. That's how it works. But moving on to the WWE Championship Triple Threat match. I didn't necessarily like the attack on Bray Wyatt by Luke Harper before the match. I just don't like them kind of making the champ look weak like that. I feel like they could have as easily just had Luke Harper try to distract Bray during the match, and it kind of would have had the same effect. I feel like without making Bray look too weak, but definitely a good match though. But just to me, and I don't know if you kind of felt this way watching this match. To me, it felt like rather than a triple threat match, it just felt like three different singles matches. Because I feel like we never actually saw all three of them in the match at the same time. It was like Bray and Cena, then Bray and Corbin, then yeah. It didn't. Not Corbin. Freaking what's his face there, dude.
Dude.
That guy, the one guy that isn't Cena and isn't Bray,
AJ.
the guy. What?
AJ.
Yeah,
Roman Reigns.
Soccer mom. There we go, soccer mom.
Roman Reigns, the guy, right?
I mean,
you said the guy. I was like, Roman?
Which Roman? The heel one that we want, that we got that, or the one that we don't, that we got now. That, but no, I just felt like it felt like three different singles matches. It didn't feel like a triple threat to me. But you know, Bray retains. You know, he retains the title. You know, John Cena didn't break the record yet, or ever. He's not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
Well, we knew he wasn't going to break it here because they didn't like pump it up throughout the entire freaking.
No, it's not going to happen ever. It's not going to happen ever, because I will burn that mud down. I will burn that mud down. I will come down there to Stanford or whatever arena they at, and I won't do that. Just so the law enforcement know that I won't do that.
Amy coming to get you.
I don't got a problem with that. You know, she can arrest me anytime. Yeah, girl with that. Anyway, before it gets weird, we gonna move on to 205 Live. We got Noam Dar versus Rich Swann. I definitely liked Rich Swann dedicating this match to Alicia Fox, and then immediately saying that she can't handle it. It was great. Pretty good match. I didn't think it was anything amazing, but it was an entertaining match to to open up the show. Then we got they did the same. Yeah, this was where they did the same exact Neville and TJP sit down interview that they did with Nikki and Natty. And it didn't.
I mean, like they probably using a green screen, right? They
Sure.
couldn't put a like a room background behind them. They got to put just a random. Let me throw paint at the wall. Like if I tried to create art, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, and it didn't help that TJP kept looking over at Neville. All they did was the same thing they did with Nikki and Natty. They just swapped the pictures after.
You know what I didn't understand though? Even more than that, if that's an issue, well, obviously it's an issue because you're sitting right beside them. But since that's an issue, why not put them in front of each other?
Yeah. Also, another issue is all these WWE superstars all of a sudden starting to spray their t-shirts with bleach. It looks stupid. It's not cool. It looks stupid. Dumb. It's just dumb. Stop doing it. Stop it. You're ruining a perfectly good t-shirt with bleach, and it looks dumb, and you look homeless, and anyway.
Luke Harper, you know.
What?
But what about Luke Harper? He always look homeless. So
I mean, but that's his gimmick. If homeless is your gimmick, then go for it.
not wrong.
The problem is he don't use bleach. He don't clean his clothes. So like, it's the opposite. That man needs some bleach and some detergent and some soap and a shower. Anyway, We got an awesome video package of Grand Metalik in the Cruiserweight Classic, followed by Grand Metalik versus Drew Gulak. Surprising running dropkick by Drew Gulak to open the match. I wasn't expecting that. And something about Grand Metalik in this match just didn't seem right to me. It just didn't feel the same. Just something about him felt off in this match. He seemed a little bit slower than usual than what we saw kind of in the Cruiserweight Classic. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it was just something I kind of noticed. But we get a backstage segment with the Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa, which is pretty great. Brian trying to make sure that Akira understands English, and he goes, "I understand. I don't like you." That was great. I honestly didn't know he spoke English, so I was like, that's cool. Bruh, it's not even like, I don't speak Japanese. Does that make Japanese people racist to me? Because
they didn't say. They didn't say. He obviously doesn't speak Japanese.
I ain't said he obviously doesn't speak Japanese. I said I didn't think he spoke English because I never heard the man speak the English. Bruh. I mean, like I didn't know that, Chris Jericho spoke Japanese until he did on Raw, and then I'm like, okay, now I know that this man know how to speak Japanese. That don't make me racist, bruh. And anyway, we got TJP versus Neville. And again, I love how WWE doesn't even pay attention to their earlier live interviews, because TJP came out to this match with the same but different t-shirt. In the interview, it was a t-shirt that had the sleeves still on it, and it was sprayed with the bleach. He comes out with a completely black t-shirt, brand new, with the sleeves cut off, and I'm like, okay, he may have changed shirts, but why? Why would you? Why? Bruh, like, come on, WWE, come on now, come on. If you're gonna pre-record something, at least be consistent. Come on now. But great match. Neville won. He win the match, and then my boy Jack Gallagher, he come out, and he cleans house. He shows you, who the man is. Even though, William III got thrown, but, William, he tough. He tough. He can take it. It's cool. He fine. Yeah. So, yeah. DJ with the 205 and the live.
Okay. I did like 205 Live this week. I enjoyed it. Rich Swann versus Noam Dar. I like the whole dynamic with Alicia. I mean, it's got to be said at least once a week. I always like it because I feel like it had gotten to a weird point where Alicia Fox was just kind of there for a little bit, without them feuding with Cedric Alexander. She was just kind of there, so I'm glad Rich Swann kind of brought it back up. But even tonight, before he said anything, I was like, "Hey, Alicia, hi." That was pretty much it. But I enjoyed the match. I was not surprised that Rich Swann won. Just because, but just because he was just recently a champion, so it makes sense. Grand Metalik and Drew Gulak. I like this. Still think Gulak should come out in the suit. I'm just saying. He should come out in the suit constantly, all the time. He should just wrestle in the suit from now on. But yeah, I like it though. Only thing that I'm not liking about the cruiserweight division right now is it still doesn't feel like everybody's on a level playing field. I know we talked about this before.
Yeah.
That we kind of wanted everybody to be on a level playing field, and Drew Gulak is not. Because he gets beat every week. There's one more guy. Lince Dorado is not. Sean Maluda is somewhere. like, I just, I mean, I just feel like they could easily make them like. I mean, obviously you got you know like I just think it's weird because like the Cruiserweight Classic, like they all kind of felt like on a level playing field. Like obviously you had your guys who you felt like were obviously gonna win, but it's still you still had that feeling that it could anything could happen, anything is possible, whatever. But like with the Cruiserweight division, you're like, I mean, you see Grand Metalik debut against Drew Gulak, you know who's losing because Drew Gulak has lost the last 2 weeks. But I mean, definitely, good match though. I definitely enjoyed the main event. I thought it was great. Neville versus TJ Perkins. I was excited for it. And I think I was the one that actually noticed the fact that it was the same freaking interview thing, battle, first take, whatever. I don't know what we're calling that thing. But it was the same thing, and I was just like, really? If nothing else, like, because I'm fine with that I'm fine with that setup. That's fine. But like, first off, put them in front of each other because you can't look to the side if there's nothing to the side of you. I mean, you can, but like, you probably won't. And number two, put a real background behind them. Like, I get it, like you're trying to like put a background behind them that like makes them look like they're in different rooms. But what room has wallpaper or is painted that way? What legit room ever in life has that scheme? Like really? Like, I mean, he could have just put them in a freaking room, like freaking pulled up Google Earth and threw them in a house, like, bruh. But anyway, I mean, I definitely I like stuff like that, but like, quit being so lazy about it. That's all I ask. Just quit, because I used to love the little like back in the Attitude Era when they used to have like the via satellite stuff all the time. I mean, they probably had too much back then, but still, like they used to have it all the time, little via satellite interviews or whatever. Like, and that's something you don't see all the time now. But now they're just like, let's be really lazy about it now. All right, but I enjoyed 205 Live though. I did.
Yeah. So let's move on to the NXT. That was not live. The only show that WWE does that is not live because it doesn't say it in the title. Well, Raw doesn't either, but it says it in the corner, so it has to. Anyway, open with a pretty good video package hyping up the United Kingdom Championship match coming up that night. I always write tonight, and then we do the review not on the same night, and then I have to anyway. I don't know, but this got me thinking, and I don't know if you feel the same. I kind of don't like that they had it on NXT. I love NXT, and yes, for the most part, NXT is more geared towards actual wrestling. But at the same time, NXT still is developmental. And so does that mean that the UK title to WWE is lower than a main roster title? It just doesn't. That's the only thing that kind of bothered me. If you're hyping this title up so much and it's supposed to, it was supposed to have its own show and it's supposed to be so big, why is it being defended on the developmental show? Is the only thing that kind of bothered me a little bit from a kind of a storytelling aspect. But we get the Authors of Pain versus the third Uso and his jobber partner. We all know who won. Let's be honest. I'm not even going to go over that match. If you think the third Uso and his jobber partner won, then you have clearly never watched WWE ever in your life, ever.
He did look just like exactly like an Uso.
He had the same gear.
Like he Like I think literally they were like, we don't need these tights anymore. Let's give them to him.
Yeah, yeah. Um, we find out that luckily Shinsuke Nakamura is back in the ring in the Performance Center training, which is definitely a good thing. So hopefully he will be back soon, and then hopefully not in NXT for too long before they bring him up to the main roster. It just worries me because
Mania
what
do it. Mania do it. AJ Styles doesn't have anything. Just saying.
they, they won't. They won't.
just saying. The man don't got nothing. Like, bruh, it's there. It's right there.
Yeah, but that's why they won't do it because it's right there.
It's so easy.
The obvious WWE don't do. But anyway, we got Billy Kay and Peyton Royce versus Liv Morgan and exactly like I said, Ember Moon. I mean, honestly, did they really need to say Liv and a partner of her choosing? We all knew it was gonna be Ember Moon. Why did you just say an Ember Moon? Come on now. But definitely a pretty good match. We had three of the best women wrestlers in the world. Billy Kay was there too, so that's cool. She's all right. DJ kind of likes her, but she's okay.
She's beautiful. I love her. Jojo, don't watch this. I love her.
JoJo gonna watch this. This is gonna be the one episode that JoJo watches. But we get a recap of last week's segment with Sanity and the perfect buffoon. Ty can't finish a few. Dillinger. I'm still very upset with Josie and Roddy for coming out in the aid of the perfect buffoon. They should have just let him get his beating, and take it like a man, because that's what he needs to do. Just take a whooping like a man, and they had to come out and help him. I'm very upset with them. But anyway, DIY comes out and talks about winning the NXT Tag Team titles and winning Match of the Year. And they talk about the Authors of Pain, and they say they want their rematch. Authors of Pain come out and agree to the rematch in 2 weeks. I definitely liked Ellering telling DIY to make peace with their loved ones, and Chapman Gargano look at each other and they're like, "I love you, man. I love you, man." Then the Revival attack DIY from behind. The Authors of Pain come down and run the Revival off. So I'm guessing we're probably going to get a triple threat tag team title match.
The Revival can become your 3-time. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's not going to happen. But
I'm so excited, though. It's going to happen.
Definitely excited for the Cassius Ohno return video package. I'm definitely excited. I did see a little bit of him in NXT before, but not really a lot of his NXT run. So I'm excited.
I know you're excited, but did he lose an ear though? I just need to know.
No, that's true. That's true. He did not lose half a ear and almost die. That is. You know what? I don't think anyone can top that. I really don't. Where is everyone from the UK title tournament? Like, bro, we need all these people back. Next, William Regal announces that with the NXT Women's Division heating up so much, he is setting up a triple threat match next week to decide the number one contender for the women's title in 2 weeks. So next week, it will be Liv Morgan, Peyton Royce, and Ember Moon in a triple threat match. That's right, Billy Kay isn't good enough. She is not good enough.
The biggest snub of all time.
Nope, she's just not good enough. She's just not good enough. It's not. No, it's not her fault. She's just not good enough. But anyway, finally we get to the main event of the evening, the United Kingdom Championship match. Trent Seven versus Tyler Bate. Um, the greatest thing I've ever seen was Tyler breaking the lockup against the ropes and twirling Trent's mustache. That was the greatest thing I think I've ever seen in a match. It's perfect. Um, but this match was awesome. I couldn't help but think during this entire match, why, with WWE being the biggest and supposed best wrestling slash sports entertainment promotion in the world, why can't we always have great matches like this? It doesn't make sense. Um, I mean, even NXT matches, I don't feel like have been this good in a while. It just, I feel like there's no excuse for it. But this was an awesome match. And still, your WWE United Kingdom champion, Tyler Bate. But this is honestly a match, could have gone either way, and I would have been happy. They put on an awesome match. DJ, NXT.
NXT. Yeah, the Authors of Pain versus the Samoan guy and the other guy. Yeah, that guy looks straight up like an Uso. Like, it was kind of amazing. Like he seriously looked like. So the Usos are twins. He looked like one of their brothers, just like another brother, like not necessarily a twin, but another brother. So yeah, they did that, and he wore the tights, bro. When you run out of ideas for the 8,000 Samoans you got, just give them the Usos gimmick.
Hey, that's what you do with Roman Reigns. Just put him in the Usos. Yeah.
Just put them two in a tag team. Just redo the Usos. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce versus Liv Morgan and Ember Moon. I'm not surprised that Ember Moon was the partner, but I do enjoy her music though. I always sing it. It's the greatest thing ever. But I like that Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, the iconic. I woke Raven up doing that. The iconic duo. I like that they're still, they still got the win. They deserve it. Billy Kay deserves to be in the match next week. She was robbed. I think she should boycott for the rest of eternity, and I will help her boycott. I got this. I like the DIY Authors of Pain revival segment. I really enjoyed. Shut up! Shut your mouth. Goodness. Anyway, but I did like the DIY segment. I thought it was really cool. I like the Authors of Pain coming out. I like the make cherish your loved ones thing. I thought that was funny. That was hilarious. And their revival, they become 3-time champs. It's coming soon. And then the UK championship match. I still did, like, for some reason, I don't know if you feel this way. I feel like having this first title match on NXT makes me feel like this UK show is never happening.
It's not.
Because not only do they have this show, or this title match on here, now the McGuinness is on the show too. I just got a feeling it's not gonna happen. But anyway, I definitely thought the match was really good. I enjoyed it. I think obviously because they're partners, that helps out a lot. That helps out a whole lot. And I think it's amazing that Tyler Bates is only 19. Like, I think he looks older than 19, but like, it's just amazing that he's still only 19. And he's already really good. I don't know how his wave is so over, but like, I can't deny it. Like he comes out and I have to do it. I don't like how you get a wave over like that. I don't understand. Like I don't get it. Like it's not a chant, or it's just a hand motion. No, like a hand motion with no noise. How you get the crowd to be that silent to just wave? I don't get it. But I love it. But this was definitely a great match. I was excited. And it, like I said before, it had the feeling that it could go either way. They're painting not Trent Seven, but they're painting Tyler Bate as the like lovable underdog because he's so young and the wave. They're painting him as like the lovable underdog, whereas Trent Seven is kind of like the more like, I guess, the more brutal one, I guess you could say. But I love this match. I thought it was really good. I probably watch it again. And I like the twirling of the mustache. That was hilarious. I thought that was freaking hilarious. But yeah, it was a great match. I enjoyed it. I don't for some reason I expected a turn at the end by Trent Seven. I don't. It felt like one of those moments where they would turn for some reason. But this is definitely a good match though. I enjoyed it. Um,
Before we kind of, and I do want to go back to SmackDown quick because I forgot my notes wasn't done because they went down and I didn't go all the way. But anyway, just kind of the whole Bray Wyatt Randy Orton thing. Just I don't know. I don't like it because I feel like, okay, if they were just going to do this and have kind of, because basically what happened is, Randy Orton gave away his, number one contendership, and now they're going to have a battle royal or whatever to decide the new number one contender, which is probably going to be Luke Harper. So why didn't they just have Luke Harper, win the Royal Rumble to begin with, in the process eliminating both Bray and Randy Orton, and then you could still have what they're probably going to do as a triple threat match anyway, that you could still do that. It just, I don't know. I feel like
you want singles matches, darn it.
It just feels stupid and like a waste. It felt like a waste of a Royal Rumble win to me. I don't know. That's just kind of my thought on it. But anyway, that was your double E review for the date that is this week with the doubles and the E's and the stuff. And yeah, we will be back for the NXT or the TNA or the Owl Wrestling Federation. I keep getting them all confused. It's now the Owl Wrestling Federation Society X Wrestling Company thing tomorrow, probably. I mean, unless we want to stay up really late and do it tonight.
We don't.
I mean, unless we want to get it out real quick for the fans, because
we don't.
For the fans, they want it out. They want it on demand. And
we don't. I do have an article up there to review. You can read that till I come back tomorrow.
People don't want to read. What's wrong with you? This is why they invented movies. Fool. Anyway, go follow us on Twitter. You will have to read stuff on there, but we don't post that much on the Twitter except for like video updates. So you ain't gotta read much. You just gotta click links and stuff. But follow us anyway. And subscribe to the channel, then you get all the videos. You don't gotta read, you just watch the videos. You ain't even gotta look at it. You put it in the background. You search on the internets for whatever you're looking at. I'm not gonna judge whatever you're looking at on the internets. And you just have it in the background and you listen to what we're saying. And yeah. But we will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.